Sunday afternoon, everyone. For those who do not know me, my name is Hiram Figueroa. I am from been on LinkedIn for quite a bit. I've been about it for about 20 years, and I want to be able to re-engage with everyone. And it's going to take a minute as far as LinkedIn is concerned because I think I have it ahead of time. But needless to say, I want to be able to engage with everyone and say it's been a while, but I want to be able to also thank everyone as far as having the opportunity to engage with everyone and find out where things are at. But the biggest thing I want to be able to share with you is what's going on with the Mossack 3 and what's going on with everybody else. And what I'm going to be able to discuss is my buddies over there in the Mossack 3, Josh, Danny, and Eric. They've gone through this convenient authority of general court-martial. They were found not guilty of quite a few, items. But the biggest thing that they, just like the Marine Corps, man, they find something new, and they found them guilty of drinking. So I got a text from Josh this morning about praying for him, that how is it that he's going to be charged with a felony of drinking in the military when this has been going on for the last 4 years? Now, aside from that, I mean, everybody has problems. I have my own problems and everything else. But the biggest thing that I want to be able to share with you is this, is that I got 3 special operations managers operating special operation combat veterans, that been going through hell and high water for the last 4 years. We've been able to get some lawyers, pay for their legal fees. Their life has been in a standstill for the last 4 years. They haven't been able to retire. They haven't been able to do anything else. But the biggest thing I want to be able to share with you guys is that, I'm more concerned about the afterlife after the Marine Corps, how they've been pretty much blacklisted for the rest of their lives. So when we talk about toxic work environment, we'll talk about this particular toxic work environment. I won't get into too much of detail about toxic work environment, but I will talk about the Marine Corps' toxic work environment and toxic leadership as well. And I see a lot of people commenting. I'll be out there responding here pretty soon. But if you like this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it, and feel free to follow me on YouTube. It's called LinkedIn Perspective. And the only reason why I do this is I do it on pretty much on content. It's been quite a bit. It's been a while, but there's going to be other stories I'm going to share with you. But I'm a big advocate of toxic work environment and hostile work environment as well. So, let's talk about the Marine Corps. Let's talk about the military, how they eat their own. How is it that you have 3 combat veterans, special operators, and they've given their life in multiple deployments, and just saying to themselves, they've been blacklisted because somebody in the upper chain of command wanted them to pay the price. And myself, well, take that back. People from the Marine Recon Foundation, Fred Galvin, who's a retired field grade officer, spent his time in the Force Recon and the Mossack, and was also tried for war crimes when he was in Afghanistan with the Mossack 7. And if you haven't read his book, A Few Bad Men, read that. And, it's a true story. It's about to be a documentary. I gotta tell you, there's more to it as well. I want to play kudos to my buddy Rudy Reyes, that's been on the Fox Syndicate channel of special operations and doing a reality show about selection. So kudos to you, Rudy. And as far as the other operator, Remy, who's Navy SEAL, first one of the African American Navy SEALs, and also a film director as well. I want to pay kudos to him as well. Excuse me. But let me get back to the comments because they're coming out there. But I want to personally thank everybody else. Let me get some saying thank you. Thank you very much. I'm doing good. What's up, Brett? We'll be at. That's cool, my man. I'm glad you're back. Patty, how are you? It's been a while, but hold on just a minute. Hey, bro, I'm doing a podcast. You want to be on it? Josh. Hello, Josh. Go on. So I have one of the guys coming up there, and we'll see what's happening. Wait, no, something's off. Jag needs to be involved. Jag is involved. It's all political, you know. So I could just tell you that. And the UCMJ is pretty much, I call it it's use my language. Something's going wrong, but let me call you back. Hold on just a minute. I got my buddy over here. I got to call him. So I got to find out what's going on with him. So needless to say, I apologize, but everything else is, I'm multitasking. That's what happens when you have Golden Live and everything else. Marielle, how are you? It's been a while. Judy, you have to join our group and not blacklisted here. You know. I'm trying to get through with my buddy Josh here and see what's happening. Toxic leadership is definitely an issue. Yes, it is. It's definitely an issue on everything else. I guess it's not coming through. We'll see what we can do. That's what happens. Call me back. Call me back. So, you know, so we got 3 Marines out there, and they're up for general court-martial, but they're up for a stupid charge of drinking off duty. Hold on. Hey, bro, can you hear me?
Hey, what's going on, bro?
I'm doing a live podcast. I'm talking about you. So.
Oh, okay.
So if you don't want to talk, that's fine. If you want to share a little bit, that's fine. It's up to you. If it's still impending, I'm not gonna jeopardize it. You know, I got you on live. So.
Okay.
You want to talk later?
Yeah, just as my short low text message.
Yeah.
Indicated to you.
Yeah.
All charges against us were dropped minus the drinking and theater charge.
Yeah.
Which at the general court martial level makes it a felony charge.
Right.
Additionally, with that, no punishment was awarded for that charge, which placed situation, and right now the convening authority of MARSOC, Major General Challenger, has the power alone to completely dismiss that charge. And from my understanding, the judge, after presiding over our trial, wrote an email recommending that he do so. And so right now we're kind of in a holding pattern. There's still no indication of what exactly is going to happen.
Right.
And at the moment, that's all I know on the topic. But I just wanted to give you a quick call.
Okay.
And see how you're doing. Thank you for all your love and support through this trying time. And we have a moment later on.
Yeah.
Go and give me a call back, and
we'll talk some more. You know, I just want to wait. I'm doing it in honor for you guys, but we'll keep it very simple. You know, I'll call you back, but I appreciate you calling me. You know, and then chime in if you still have your LinkedIn account. Just chime in and look at what's going on, and you can read the comments, and then we'll be able to. All right, brother.
All right, sounds great. Thank you. You have a blessed day, and thank you to everyone else who's been in support of MARSOC 3.
All right, brother.
God bless.
Thanks. So that was my buddy Josh Negron. You know, we're like brothers. We've been, you know, I've been to his family home. I've been more or less knee deep in this situation. But the biggest thing that I want to be able to share with everyone is that how is it that these Marines are going to be ostracized for the rest of their life, and how this is going to affect them after the Marine Corps. As I stated before, I'm a big advocate for hostile work environment and toxic work environment, especially in the military where things have changed drastically over the last 10, 15 years. we could talk about more or less, especially since the pullout of Afghanistan. I really want to focus on this because right now these are 3 highly decorated special operators. One is a corpsman, 2 are gunnery sergeants, 1 is a chief petty officer. But the biggest thing that the community and myself have been doing, we've been advocating for justice as well, because I think that when you're in a situation where there's major injustice, we need to be able to address it. And here's a platform for it as well. So if you like the segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it. Feel free to subscribe at LinkedIn Perspective. If you have a voices, feel free to call me at the number that I have up there to voice your opinion. This is an open platform. And also, this is a virtual town hall, and I do this on my own. So I really focus on the content and everything else. But with everything that's going on with China, with everything that's going on with our government, with everything that's going on in the workplace, right? We're losing sight of humanity and understanding that we're lacking the leadership skills and especially the accountability, because we're passing the buck. We want to posterize and people to sacrifice them just for the sake of it. And there's a major cases of imposter syndrome on this case as well. So if you don't know what imposter syndrome is, look it up and it'll tell you exactly what it is. Why am I doing this segment is because as supporter for the special operations, and I came up with them for about good 4 years in the beginning of my Marine Corps career. And I've been in touch. It's my obligation to be able to be an advocate for veterans and veterans' rights and to share that and to support them as well. It's important that you understand the knowledge and the history of what's going on in our military, but especially the 3 lives, right? These gentlemen have personal lives. They have marriages, they have kids, they have a future and livelihood and everything else. So for me, I just think that it's pretty much a bad situation. So let me get back. I can't wait one day to get a podcast. Well, you can join me, man. Feel free. Once you're out, the world is your oyster. That's true, Brett. And I think that we need to collaborate to help these guys from the MOSOC 3. And I think that that's where you come in to be able to help and make a statement as well. Earl, a woke society is bad enough, but a woke military has endangered our survival. That is true, because that's exactly what's going on. And for you, Kay, I could tell you, man, that's what's going on. But here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen. It's important, right? And the biggest thing that people don't really understand at this point right now is this. Your transferable skills that bring in out of the military go into society. I can honestly tell you from my personal experience that civilians do not understand exactly what military people go through. They'll never understand. They don't see how we conduct ourselves. They don't see how we operate under stressful situations, and they don't fully understand or comprehend, or they fail to understand that we have major leadership skills and traits that we help minimize the chatter. And some of them feel intimidated as well. That's why I'm sharing this podcast and broadcast with you to more or less make sense and make light of the situation, not make light of the situation, but bring an awareness to everybody else to let them know that, when we deal with hostile, toxic, woke environment, we'll start with the military, and we'll start from the military. It's been going on for decades. It's been going on for decades, and it's had I could tell you lately, in the last 5 years, it's been a major explosion in the workforce. So a lot of employees don't understand their rights as far as protecting themselves, and a lot of employers take advantage of that situation as well. But I'm here to share with you that we have people like myself that can help you understand what your rights are. And this is why I'm passionate about this situation with the MOSOC 3, right? We're doing our best to not let this major general make a decision based on his opinion at a stroke of a pen to charge him with a felony of drinking. Drinking because why? You want to prove that you don't want to lose face in this, how you call it, general court martial, when you couldn't find them, of involuntary manslaughter, assault, and all these things because they were out of country. And because they were special operators, you couldn't give them the benefit of the doubt, right? And there's adjudication as well, but the Marine Corps is not doing things right as well, you know? And I can tell you, thank you, Howard, for the Mossack 3. I believe in mock leadership, and the president is down to leadership to command. Don't talk to me about the president. That's another talk show. When that balloon thing is really killing me. How is it that you allow a balloon travel into our space? You know, how do you allow that when we have, you know, it comes into international waters and then we have a duty station in the Aleutian Islands in Alaska, right? We have satellites, and then it flies into Montana, where we have all kind of goodies out there. And then this guy decides, "I'll shoot it down, shoot it down." We got to wait until it shoots down. But meanwhile, it's already capturing so much data. So I understand that people are upset about that, and as well that TikTok's been brought out. But let me share something with you. Everybody's using TikTok, including the government. When I say the government, the military, special operators, everybody else. So how do you stop that situation when it's already been accepted by society? Right? So for me, I don't get it as this. The biggest thing I could tell you is this. Nobody should be subjected to this type of abuse in the federal government. Combat veterans themselves that I know for like 5 years, I didn't serve with them, but I know them for 5 years. We're part of that community. And there's excessive legal fees. There's things that they have to put their life on pause. There's things where they might not get any employment. Now, the other thing is they're trying to get a retirement. Just because people don't like it or people want to prove a point. They didn't commit murder. I'm going to tell you, they didn't. It's involuntary manslaughter. To the point, involuntary manslaughter, there's more to the story. If you watch the video that we have out there, it's a play-by-play of everything that's going on. But like I stated before in the beginning of the show, and I just want to interrupt, is like, if you like this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it. Feel free to subscribe at LinkedIn Perspective on YouTube. Make your comments known. If you want to make a comment and you want to call me, feel free at 562-286-3111. And this is a virtual town hall for everybody, all the subscribers here in LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube. So I'm just reaching out to people to be able to focus on specific content, the content that we're talking about. And as an advocate for veterans' rights, and the rights for veterans, active duty, reserve, disabled veterans, the biggest thing that I've learned, that I've come across in the last couple of years, is I'm an advocate for veterans that are going through a hostile, toxic work environment. They've been subjected to that, and they don't know what their rights are. If they do, they don't know how to exercise it. And then I'm there to help them understand that you have rights in the United States that you fought for, that you sign up in the government, that people are exercising their right when it's legal laws, protecting yourselves of how you should be able to protect yourselves in a work environment that is not suitable for you, that is very detrimental to your health. It's considered workforce trauma. And it's debilitating because it starts affecting your mind, your spirit, your quality of life, of how you deal with family. And then it kind of questions you how you approach your next venture as far as work is concerned. Why am I saying that? Because we goes back and we're circling back on the Mossack 3. On the Mossack 3, these gentlemen have not been found guilty of all these serious charges, but the government has got to find something stupid, drinking. And it's like everybody drinks. They're all over 21. They were in Afghanistan, where there's plenty of bars. I could say Iran and Iraq don't have any bars, right? It's prohibited. But Afghanistan, it is. So how do you come into a country that you're deployed and you're allowed to go to these bars where they allow alcohol, and you're able to go off base and do that, but you're being charged by it? It's oxymoron. You know, it's oxymoron for a number of things. And that's why I'm saying to you, right, support the MASOC 3, the Marine Special Operations for these three guys. And if you want to donate, go look over there in the use UPI. And we have, there's websites that you can, you know, donate money to help for their legal fees. They're in the thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we're dealing with the federal government. This is not a state or county. This is the federal government. And my experience dealing with the federal government from a legal perspective, it's very expensive. It's very dragging. It's long dragging. They have their own bylaws. They have their own justifications, and they have their own version of adjudications as well. So pay attention that federal government law is very detrimental to your life. And when I say general court martial, they're not going to spend time in jail, but this is a felony that's going to follow them if this major general, if you're listening, is going to sign that off just because they want to save face in the general court martial. You know, and I see it that they have to find some kind of loophole to prove a point that people should be held accountable. Yeah, it's unbelievable. I can tell you that. And I share that with you too, Maria. And that's why I'm saying to you that people need to understand that when we're talking about real life situations, we're talking about three individuals that have families, personal lives. One guy I've been close to for a long period of time. And I feel obligated, not because I have to, because I want to, because I know it's wrong. So here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, you pay attention to this. If you know you're innocent, right, all bets are off, right? So let me put it to you this way. If you've been accused of something, anything, the biggest thing, hold on. No, they weren't on duty. They were off base, just to let you know. So here's my thing. As I was saying, for these individuals, right, I share with you this, that it's important to understand the principles of everything else. But here's the biggest thing I could tell you is that, as I was stating before, if you've been accused of something of a serious manner, that, you know, is just by he did this or he did that, then it's that person's word against yours. Now, where I grew up at and how I came up, your word is your bond, right? There's no amount of money in the world that's going to erase or pay you off for your character and your integrity. It's a priceless commodity. Some things are non-negotiable. When it comes to your integrity, when it comes to your character, when it comes to your own personal DA of who you are, and you've been accused of something, overall, you got to be able to fight for it. If you know you didn't do anything, then you fight until you die. That's it. Die on your feet fighting, then die on your knees at the mercy of somebody else's expense or their perception, because they feel they can win you over. It's not going to work like that. I'm a firm believer on that. Just to let people know, I take full accountability of what I do. And I'm a man of my word that if I mess up, I own it. If I offend you, I own it. But I'm using this as an example. If I'm accused of something and you don't have the burden of proof, and you do not have the supporting statements or documentation to prove that, and you accuse me, guess what? You better pack a lunch. It's going to be a bit, because I'm going to fight you to the end. Because in this situation with the MASOC 3, I can relate to it. It's all about your trust and credibility, and it affects your family. what that person does, or he or she has been accused, is a reflection of their family. It's very detrimental. So people are very careless and spineless and mindless of making accusations like this. Now, when we go to general court martial, what's the moral of the story? I want that major general that's in charge of the Mossack community to really pay attention and understand that even though he's a major general in the United States Marine Corps and he's in charge of the special operations community that's based in Camp Lejeune, that he is a father, he is a man, he has a wife, he has kids, and he should really pay attention to what he is doing. I would say he or she, but we don't have a female that's in charge of the Mossack community. So for you, sir, I just want you to pay attention if you get an opportunity to listen to this, if this goes viral, is to really pay attention, because you should be biased in a lot of things. There are some facts, but there's some circumstances. And if you don't weigh the facts and the circumstances based on what the court has produced to you from the, convenient authority, and I'm talking from the defense, these are highly decorated 3 special operators that have given their lives to the government, that have gone to multiple deployments, Purple Heart, Bronze Star, Navy Achievement Medal, you name it, they got it. The only thing they didn't get is a Silver Star or Medal of Honor or anything like that, but they're still around. And for you to be able to decide on a political standpoint, to make a decision, oh, they're guilty, and give them a felony for drinking, that's stupid. That is a lack of common sense. And even though you're pressured because it might affect your retirement, or you're probably a potential of being promoted within the Marine Corps, doesn't take away the fact that what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. I strongly suggest that you make the right decision based on several factors, not just because you're the commanding general of the community of Mossack over there in Camp Lejeune. For me, it's just like this. I'm a veteran myself. I've served before you, and I can honestly tell you that it's a very detrimental black eye for veterans like that to be able to live with that for the rest of their lives. And hold on just a minute. Well, I'm glad you got booted off. I don't know how you got booted off, but then you got back in, so I'm glad you're in. But the biggest thing I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, support the Mossack 3, right? And the biggest thing is I can say, if you like this content of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it, subscribe to the YouTube channel LinkedIn Perspective. And then at the same time, look up the Mossack 3. We're looking for people that, if you really care about the veterans, just don't say thank you for your service. Support them, donate to their legal fees and everything else. Write to your congressman, write to the Pentagon, Joint Chief of Staffs, all that. We're looking to be able to make a difference, because these 3 gentlemen, these 3 brothers of mine, they're not guilty. I don't care what anybody says. They're not guilty. I've seen the footage. I've been involved in the backstory. I know everything. So unfortunately, there was a Special Forces retired individual, Mr. Rodriguez, that passed away. But if you watch the footage on YouTube, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. So everybody's entitled to their opinion, and it's none of my business if you don't like it or not. But I'm here to be able to advocate for these 3 operators as much as possible till the end, because they're not only veterans, but they're my brothers as well. And I feel that that means you and me, need to support them. And this is where we're talking about toxic environment, toxic leadership, toxic work environment, hostile work environment. Hostile because they're not being treated fairly. And I believe that if this was a regular court, not the federal court, they wouldn't be found guilty. But because it's the federal government, and we have a UCI motion and the UCMJ, they have a funny way of changing the specifications that is tailored to be able to find them guilty. So if you like this segment of the LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it. Feel free to subscribe to the channel As I stated, this segment of LinkedIn Perspective is dedicated to the Mossack 3. As an advocate for veterans and veterans' rights, and for those who are suffering from hostile work environment toxicity, I'm there for you. So needless to say, support the cause. And if you like more of these type of broadcasts, let me know. Okay. But until then, enjoy the rest of your Sunday as well. And hold on, let me get this right here. Nah, agree, not guilty. And therefore, since they are behind bars in Afghanistan, these men were off duty and there's no laws that were broken, I stand firm with all the press of the massacre. Do not bow down. I'm writing to our congressman, but I understand how the military works. Thank you. I appreciate it. So again, if you like this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it. Feel free to voice your opinion. If you're looking for me to be on more, on a regular basis, just let me know. I'll be more than happy to put it in there. But I like to do things for segments and content, and that's really what I'm focusing on. But I'm looking to collaborate with quite a few people that that are pretty much successful. I got this lady named Kat. She's very successful. She's an Air Force brat, and she says I need to do some homework. So, Kat, if you're looking, if you're paying attention, feel free. Maria, I appreciate it. But support the Mossack 3, and it's Black History Month. Let's not forget about those people, the people that paved the way to be successful: civil rights, military, education, actors, musicians, all types of entrepreneurs that have been able to contribute to the United States and this community as well. So Semper Fi, always be beside you. Again, if you like this segment of LinkedIn Perspective, share it, like it, tag it, make your comments known. If you want more of it, make the comments, just let me know. But support the Mossack 3. Peace out. Always beside you, man.